And we're live. What's going on, gentlemen?
How you doing, Bill?
What's going on, Bill?
Woo! Woo!
Woo!
There it is.
What's going on, Nooner Nation? Happy Veterans Day. As a civilian taxpayer, I want to tell all of you, you're welcome for your service.
Canada?
Canada? Yeah.
Canada? That's fine.
Canada. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know.
You're close enough.
It was just sitting on my island, so might as well.
Yeah, on was it sitting on Goat Island or whatever that one is in Niagara Falls?
That is, I did take pictures for you guys there one day.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say Niagara Falls, I went there like it was like February one year, and it was cool to see it frozen, but I forgot my passport, and in February, the American side is really boring, and the Canadian side looks kind of like Reno.
You know, it's funny you say that, Bill, because every month the American side sucks compared to the Canadian side. The American side's nice; it's a park, but Canada's way better.
Yeah, it looks like Gatlinburg of Canada across the river there. You know?
Yeah, I've been to Niagara Falls once.
Clifton Park, Clifton Hill. Sorry.
The American side sucks, and the Canadian side was like a massive party.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Canadian side has you can stop at the duty free, get cheap liquor, and then prostitution is legal on the Canadian side, so it's all good, right?
And the casino's right there with a water park for the kids.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas! That's a twofer.
Is that true?
That's
by
a
the way?
BOGO.
Not the prostitution, the water park. Who cares about the hookers? I want to go to the water park.
No, for real. Yeah, there's a water park in the casino. It's like it's attached to it.
Nice. Well, we know the drill by
I got
now.
booted last time I was in Canada.
Yeah. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Nooner Nation, the podcast for Nooners by Nooners. I'm your host, Bill Schofield, and I am joined tonight, Veterans Day 2021, by three veteran Nooners, from three different branches of the armed services. I tried to get a Navy guy, but I guess nobody in the Nooner Nation was willing to come out of the closet just yet, so nobody stepped up. I'm just joking, Navy guys. I don't know if you're actually gay. I've just heard stories.
Wait a minute, Joe Hanning's paycheck was signed by the Department of the Navy, though, right?
Shut your hole.
Those are shots fired across the bow.
Yeah, shots fired.
Or is that the stern? I don't know. I don't know this boat
so
talk.
Joe is just gay with pay.
Stop telling people where I like it.
I love you, bro.
I love you, bro.
So we'll go around the horn, introduce ourselves. This is Veterans Day, guys. When you introduce yourself, let us kind of just give us a quick, rundown, top level of where and how you served. So starting with you, JJ.
Hello, my name is JJ Jackson. I was in the 82nd Airborne Division, 1st of 508 PIR, Bravo Company and Charlie Company, 2008, 2013, and did a couple deployments to Afghanistan. And now here I am talking to you fools. But yeah, AKA high and angry boy.
Nice. How about you, Joe?
So I, Marine Corps, 95, 99. I was in and out before all the shit fan. I also was pogued, so I did IT shit. So even if I had been in when after 9/11, I don't know that anything would happen, but it, had a good time. I enjoyed my career, and got me where I'm at today. So.
Gotcha. What about you, Matt?
So I was in the Air Force, was a mechanic, aerospace ground equipment, basically just turned wrenches and delivered shit to planes. I served in Iraq at Balad, which is LSA Anaconda for the Army guys. And then I got medically retired in 2010, and here I am.
Yeah. Dick was too big for the flight deck? Is that the problem?
I mean, I'm hung like a field mouse, so I don't know about that. I don't know.
Come on, Matt.
So, well, for anybody wondering, I never served, which is odd because I have masturbated in a porta potty amongst many other strange places. Most recently, the like single family bathroom at the Denver airport.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the solid one.
Mhm.
Dude, you were
Solid
never
one.
hit me up.
This was over the summer coming back from the beach.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, we stayed like we were at the beach for a week, and
Thanks.
like we'd start, me and the wife would start getting things going, and then the kids would interrupt. So like after a week of that, like I could hardly walk. So finally at the airport, I was like, I've got to take care of this, right? So it was taken care of. So I've done that. I have, had many relationships with ladies of the pole, and I've purchased a car at an insanely predatory interest rate. So
You got
if
it.
anything, like I'm an honorary veteran, right?
Yeah, you're on pace to be one of the Joes that I smoked the dog shit out of on Fort Bragg. Congratulations.
Yeah. See, there you go. So I guess, funny thing, I saw this today, or I realized it, that coincidentally, the very first episode of Nooner Nation was on September 11th, and the 10th episode of Nooner Nation is on Veterans Day. Don't know if that's a coincidence or, the simulation is just working out that way.
I think it's just how the dates lined up, Bill.
Nah, I don't think that's how calendar works.
Well, since I got the Morpheus sunglasses on,
Yeah.
do you want the red pill or the green pill or blue pill, whatever the fuck pill it is?
I can't remember. I think it's the blue pill, right? Would have sent him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some fan theory that like that's actually poison. Like if he had taken it, it would have killed him.
That's probably true.
Probably. So, first question I've got, by the way, for you guys is PTSD just like a thing you guys made up to get out of work?
I mean, they told me I could get out of work, so I don't,
That was a total joke. I'm sure it's a real thing, and if you have it, get help. But until somebody can prove it's a real thing to me, I'm not sold. It's an excuse to get a cool dog.
It's one of those things where, like, especially if you're still in, or well, when I was in, it was like, look, dog, you don't want to get sent to the wizard. Just, bite your lip, clench your fist, just keep walking.
It's the same with TBI, right?
Oh yeah, well that's why they started putting those little. It was like my end of my last deployment. These guys were rip-towing with us, and they had these little things on their fucking on their fucking body armor, and they was like, "What the fuck is those little things?" And they were like, "Oh, this is that new shit. They're testing it out on us." And I was like, "What do you mean testing out?" Well, if we're in an explosion and these little things pop, that means that we have a potential to have a TBI and we got to get medevac. And I was like, so wait a minute. What about when you like shoot a fucking rocket? Does that thing pop too? They're like, oh, we haven't tested that yet. And I was like, well, welcome to where the fuck we're at.
I don't think that would matter because from what I read, the quality of your earplugs,
3M.
Yeah, your eardrums are blown out anyways. So anything after that is just straight to the brain, right?
Instagram told me I'm gonna make $10 million.
Yeah.
Okay, to Instagram, I got all sorts of women hitting me up on Instagram, so I must be getting something.
Mm-hmm. I remind my wife of that every time we get in a fight. I was like, "There's hot singles near me. They're ready to hook up." So
I tell my wife all the time. I'm like, I got Russians hitting me up in my email, just so you know. So watch out.
Don't think they speak English, but they want that green card pretty bad.
They don't want to fucking talk to me anyway, so that's fine.
So get your fiance.
Speaking of that, though, by the way, congrats to Joe. He's got some recent nuptials under his belt. Yeah. Congrats, man. If anybody remembers the ladies' night episode, Sarah was the one screaming at him every 15 minutes for another drink. So they got married. It wasn't last weekend, right? It was
the 30th.
30th, yeah, day before Halloween, because you had a Beetlejuice themed wedding.
Yeah, I was Beetlejuice and she was Lydia, and every single person it was a small thing. It was in my really good friend's backyard, because we were just trying to do low key.
Yeah.
No, spend a shit ton of money on a wedding, but
right. I think it wasn't the first time around for either of you, right? So it's kind of you knew how to do it.
But it was a Halloween wedding because it's our favorite holiday, both of us, and every single person to a T dressed up in an awesome costume, and it was a really fucking fun time. We had a blast. So.
It's kind of like that's what a wedding's supposed to be for the people who actually are getting married.
Yeah. It was funny. I had a bunch of people saying, "Where are you registered?" I'm like, "We're not registered anywhere. We don't want anything. We've got plenty of shit. Just come here and let's have fun and drink." That was all. Yeah.
Registered at the ATM, homie. That's where I'm registered.
Yeah. Registered in fucking Bora Bora. How about that?
Yeah.
Get us a trip.
There you go. Tahiti.
Yeah.
Sandals somewhere.
I tell kids all the time that I meet, I'm like, don't waste your money on a fucking wedding. Go on a nice ass trip. That's what you need to do.
Well, that's the thing where it's like, instead of giving me a gift, just gift me your frequent flyer miles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then,
there you go.
And then I'll go somewhere with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah did hit. I did see Sarah was in the comments. She's already told Joe that when he needs a drink to let her know. So she's repaying that favor from a few weeks ago.
I'm so good. I'll just yell at her through the wall.
Like a real marriage.
Yeah.
Just yell through the glory hole, Joe.
Yeah. Put you through the fucking wall.
I'm just finding it funny that out of the crew, I mean, you're married to Sarah. I'm married to Sarah. Timmy's married to Sarah. I'm just thinking about this and they're all like, hello, my name is Sarah. It's Sarah with an H. Sarah's. And, as I packed my horseshoe dip in.
Yeah, it was very serendipitous that we all lined up and oddly met through strange weird circumstances. And we all have significant others named Sarah.
Yeah. Or Sarah's a really common name. I've dated a couple Sarahs.
So my little brother and I, we both married girls named Kristen Marie. On our second time around, not the first, but it's wild.
That could be weird. So do you call her like do you call her like CM or like?
I know I call her not like in my phone. She's number 2.
Oh.
I just have her as number 2.
Me too.
Yeah, like what she calls is her picture. Who is that? Lee Majors from Austin Powers, number 2 with the eye patch.
Yeah.
Who does number 2 work for?
Yeah, Tom Arnold.
God, I remember skipping school to go watch that fucking movie and get blasted when I was like 13 years old.
Yeah,
it's fucking horrible.
You're gonna blow an O-ring, buddy.
Yeah, blow an O-ring, buddy. I'm Richie Cunningham, and this is my wife, Oprah.
Oprah.
Oof. Elizabeth Hurley's still a Fox too.
Wait a minute. When did you change the picture in the background, Bill? I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm looking at everybody's.
Yeah,
looking at everybody's
Val
background.
Kilmer.
I got some new set material. I got Val Kilmer from Heat. I'll turn the blue light off so you can see like the colors a little bit better. It's got some dope colors.
Oh, that's good. You got the grind hard there, and it's kind of like work hard, work harder. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was that's there for a reason. But I actually got that long before the whole Gulag Gang thing. I don't know if you're familiar with a guy named Austin Weiss. Yeah, that was a gift from him years ago. I just happened to just start chatting with him when he started a sheet metal business. And a couple weeks later, I got that in the mail from him. So, but now he's got was it Grind Hard Ammunition or something like that? It's his new venture. He made his bones building custom choppers for people in South Florida, and now he's like a huge 2A guy and is making his own ammunition and shit. All I know is he's got a lot of guns, a smoking hot wife, and a big ass truck. So
he was working with a customer of mine out of Pittsburgh here, Pat. I can't ever pronounce it right. It's either Peterson or Patterson Cartridge. They're actually like right across the street from me. But yeah, he's working with them for a minute on some of his shit. But that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, just picked that up. It's original. I had it commissioned. by somebody out of India. By commissioned, I mean I ordered it, and I think they just printed it on a big-ass printer and shipped it over here. So,
did you get an NFL jersey with it too? One of those ones?
No.
Did you get like the $20 knockoff NFL jerseys and a poster?
No free NFL jersey. And once I saw the shipping label was from India, I did go a little bit paranoid and sprayed the shit out of it with Lysol.
Yeah, no, I would.
I don't typically do this, but like India, not that I listen to the news that often, but nothing good has come out of India in a while.
I'm just telling you, this is I'm sorry, I'll be controversial for 1 second. Hey, we could talk anti-vax all we want, but I remember getting my smallpox vaccine, bro, and I was like, why am I getting this? This is bullshit. And then I got to Afghanistan and I saw a nigga with smallpox, and I was like, oh, no. Look at that guy. That's blanket smallpox right there. That's terrible.
Is that the one that like itched for a week, or was that anthrax, or like longer than that?
Well, anthrax was the 5 shots, and then those all like my arm like swole up and all that shit.
Yeah.
But then the smallpox is like the little dot, or well, I guess I got it on this side. It's the dot, and you're like, they're like, let it scab over. It's gonna be fine. And you're like,
right.
Yeah, I guess like speaking of that, I guess going into the military, I've heard that. So, like, if anthrax, like, why doesn't everybody get anthrax vaccines?
I'm good, homie. I can sell you my blood right now for $1 million, so you will be protected against anthrax. Apparently, I signed the paperwork. That's what they told me.
Like,
my brother was in the Navy, and you know he was about to get out. He was like 3 months from discharging, and they're like, "You got to get the anthrax vaccine sequence." And I never had to get it, but I guess it was like a series, wasn't it?
It's 5 shots.
5 shots.
It was 5 shots.
And so, but he didn't have enough time between when he got out for them to finish the fucking sequence. And so he said, "Look, by the time I get out, you're not going to get me all the shots." And they're like, "Well, you got to get it anyway." He's like, "Well, how am I going to get the rest of the shots?" And they're like, "Well, you got to figure that shit out yourself." So he never got the full anthrax vaccine, and he fought it and said, "Well, there's no point in me getting it if you're not going to give me the whole regiment." But the fucking Navy made him do it anyway.
Dude, it's bullshit. They sent, it was my last deployment. I had gotten 3 of the shots before I went on my last deployment. Like, we had ran out of all kinds of shit on the fucking fob. But what we didn't run out of was that they sent a fucking battalion surge, like our battalion PA out with the fucking anthrax shots in a fucking case. And we all walked through, and he gave us both times. Like, we didn't have like we were like struggling on water, all kinds, but we got the anthrax shots.
Yeah, is that like a new T-shirt idea? Like, to the anthrax shots and dry socks, 2 most important things in the military.
That's a good one. I would
dry socks are fucking important.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Lieutenant Dan taught me that. I wasn't in the Army, but like if I happen to just like step on a wet spot and just socks, like immediately changing my socks.
That bitch doesn't know nothing about feet, so I don't know what you're talking about.
He did. He did. Wouldn't it be terrible? Like, you've heard like the phantom limb thing. If like he has phantom limb, but like what he feels is like his feet with like one wet spot on a sock. You know that feeling? Like if you have to like walk into the bathroom or something, there's a wet spot, and you step on it on your sock. And it's not wet enough to change, but you have to kind of walk around for like an hour or two. Like, it is pure hell. Like, I wonder if that was like Lieutenant Dan's. Like, that's why he was so pissed off for so many years. Like, his phantom limb was like that one wet spot on the bottom of his foot.
I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
I got trench foot when I was in Iraq, and my fucking shit, like, I don't know, that's what they called it, was trench foot, but basically like layers of my skin just kept fucking peeling away. It was the worst shit. I mean, worst shit ever if you're in the Air Force and you're on a base like me. I'll put it that way. So there you go.
Nah, I mean, dog, like I'm telling you, I think everybody got it, especially on my first deployment. We were like in the mountains in eastern Afghanistan, and it fucking we woke up.
Oh, JJ, you're out. Can anybody else hear JJ? Or just me?
It's just you, Bill. Your shit's fucked up.
Anyways.
It's probably my headphone. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Why okay. She's saying internet's unstable?
No.
Just like happens. Most of my relationships.
Jesus, Bill. No, but I remember we were all like super worried because we didn't have anywhere to wash clothes at because we were working off a bottle of water. And it was like, okay, well, I got enough socks, to last me this many days. And then all of a sudden, none of us had any fucking socks. So we were in boots with no socks. Ooh. And it was like 10 degrees outside with snow. And we were like, okay. So I'm pretty sure all of us were cold weather injury motherfuckers at one point.
Yeah. And you just had standard issue boots, right? They weren't anything different.
Well, we were far enough away from the flagpole that like the majority, like before we deployed, they were like, hey, look, dog, we're going to be far enough away from the flagpole, like bring some Merrells and, whatever you wanted to wear on your feet. We were far enough away that if we were going on patrol, ain't nobody going to say nothing. So like I had like 3 different pairs of like random ass Merrell boots and sneakers and shit. But even still, like, if there's that much snow, your feet are getting wet, like no matter what. So it's like, so we ran out of socks and like, I just remember just sucking. And then finally they kicked out it was like a C-130 came over from 1,000 feet to drop food and mail and water. And like the water burned in. Thanks, Air Force. Appreciate you. But the food didn't, and the mail didn't, thankfully. So there were socks in the mail, which was great.
When you say burned in, like it what? It like got all fucked up coming open. In? Oh.
So from 1,000 feet, you can watch it was pretty cool, actually. You watch the water from 1,000 feet, all the bottled water just fucking burn in and fucking explode on the ground.
That bottled water was something else. Go ahead, Bill.
No, go ahead. I was going to make a joke about how that's an oasis and all that water.
That bottled water was some shit, though. They would let the pallets sit. They would let the pallets sit in the blistering hot sun for fucking weeks, and they're like, "That's good. Go have it." But yet, we're not supposed to drink out of a plastic bottle more than once. Like, I don't know about this.
You need ice too?
Yes, please.
All right.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Hey, Sarah.
Look at how cute that is.
My bartender's got to get mine.
Yeah. But when you talked about pallets of water, I thought you were going to bring up that guy from Firefest, and somebody was going to get recruited, to go get some bottled water. You know what I mean?
This is my last burning in story, which is a great one. It was summertime, really hot outside. And our Air Force dude that we knew, he was our commo dude on the FOB, and he was totally out of his element. But we used to use him to get shit airdropped in because he knew some Air Force dudes back at the main FOB in Kandahar airfield. So we asked him, we were like, we need ice cream, dog. Ice cream. Cold, crispy ass ice cream. And he's like, I got you. So we're going out to the drop zone where shit comes in, and all of a sudden we're like, ice cream's on this. It's the 4th pallet out, they told us. And we look in, it's like, first pallet comes out, chute opens. Second chute opens. Third, 4th pallet comes out, chute doesn't fucking open. Fucking ice cream and food drops from 1,000 feet and fucking explodes all over the place. Firefight, all this shit happens. We're on the drop zone with fucking spoons because everybody keeps their MRE spoon. We're on the drop zone like, ice cream.
Wow. I thought that was going to get a lot darker. Like there was just like some infantry guy. Like, God, if I could just have some ice cream, I'd die happy. And it just dropped right on him.
That would have been better.
That'd be a fucking way to go, though, wouldn't it?
better than most, I guess. As long as you're not like, don't look up at the last minute, I guess.
See, JJ, you guys got delivered ice cream when you were over there. When I was in Iraq, everybody said we had it good because we got steak and lobster on Tuesday morning, which was Tuesday night. I mean, I guess we did, yeah.
Yeah, and who wants lobster? Like crab all day, right?
All right, I'll stop with my suck stories. I will. I'll stop.
No, dude. Hey, that's cool shit. Like, looking back on what you did, it's really cool. At the moment, it sucked really hard. But looking back on it, you're like, you did some cool shit. You know, I can't even say I did because I just turned wrenches. It was a different place. That's all.
But without y'all motherfuckers, like, we wouldn't have had the damn aircraft to drop the shit in the fucking first place or any of the other shit.
Yeah.
By, you know, our main dudes on all of our combat outposts, because we got these dudes that, like, they ended up on the deployment before I was on, where my first sergeant got his Silver Star. The guys who were attached to him, the two dudes that were with him in like the main firefight where he got his Silver Star, one of them was a fucking mechanic and the other guy was a cook. And he had to use those two dudes to fucking fight his way out of the shit that he was in. So, I mean, look, dog, those were our most valuable people on our combat outpost because the trucks wouldn't run and we wouldn't have shit to eat, you know, other than MREs.
So going back to the burn-in things, one, I don't know if load masters would be responsible for letting those things out, but there was a load master that was once drinking bro of the week, and that was Blippy.
That's what I told my wife, dog, and she wouldn't believe me. I was like, no, look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up. Yeah, the load master would be, I mean, they ultimately responsible. The rigger has something to do with it, but you know,
I would think there's different sections though that aren't load masters that pack the parachutes and shit. I don't think load masters pack any. It's like there's a specific shop that does that. It's a different job than load master. Load master is just responsible for making sure the weight distribution is set up properly in the aircraft, among other things. But they don't pack parachutes.
Yeah. And then Lloyd Burke of the chat asked, have you ever seen a $400,000 road grader burn in? Wow.
No, but I watched my buddy. Go ahead,
no,
JJ.
I've seen a Humvee, not in Afghanistan, but on Luzon drop zone at Bragg. I watched a Humvee drop in from like 1,000 feet, and that thing, we got up to, we were like, it was nighttime, and I was like, wait a minute, because we had the IR chem lights and shit on them. We were like, oh shit, oh, nope. And then it was like, we got over there, the shit was like a fucking it was an up armored one. It was like a fucking pancake, dude.
Damn. So, moving on, like, do you guys remember kind of the path that led you down enlisting? Like, what the reasons why? Like, why, you know? Joe, we'll start with you since you're the old guy in the bunch. And it was before probably what a lot of people that have served more recently, you know?
Yeah. Joe was in when it was hard.
Joe was in there when we were worried about fucking Russians.
Yeah, so I was in Navy junior ROTC in high school, and partially because my dad and my brother, well, at the time my brother wasn't yet. Well, my dad was in the Navy. My dad did 8 years. He was a mechanics mate, and he parlayed that into a government job, which, you know, set him up for retirement for the rest of his life. You know, my dad worked for the government for his entire life. You know, and I said, you know, I want to, you know, do something too. You know, so I joined junior ROTC in high school, but our assistant, I guess, instructor or whatever, was a retired sergeant major in the Marine Corps. And that dude was like, I don't know, this huge, jacked black dude that looked like he would just kick your ass. And he was, I don't know, 60 years old, you know, and he just I don't know why, but I just loved everything about that dude. And I'm like, I'm fuck the Navy. I don't want to be on a boat. Not even realizing that if I joined the Marine Corps, I would probably be on a boat. But so I went through 2 or 3 years of junior ROTC in high school, and then joined delayed entry, and said, I fucked off so much in high school. I probably had like a 1.8 GPA or some shit because I just couldn't be bothered. So I'm like, I'm just going to join the military, and so I decided, well, the Marine Corps has got to be the hardest thing that I could possibly do. If I can do that, then I can do anything. So I found a recruiter. I went to the fucking recruiter's office. You hear all these stories, these 18-year-old guys, the recruiters are constant. And now the recruiters just text them. But, in 1994 or whatever, when it was I was at, they would literally show up to your high school and try to like drag you in. But I went to my recruiter and said, yeah, I want to be a Marine. And because I think that's the hardest thing that I could possibly do. And he said, well, what do you want to do? I said, I want to shoot guns and blow shit up. And he looked at me, and I had taken my ASVAB at that point, and he said, well, are you going to make the Marine Corps a career? I was like, no, I want to do, an enlistment and then get the GI Bill and go to college. And he's like, all right, well, how about we get you something that you can do when you get out of the Marine Corps? And I tell this story a lot because I think I have one of the only recruiter stories that's actually good, because my brother has the absolute polar opposite of the story, where he said, I want to do, because my brother tried to join the Navy when he was 22, so he was much older. I was 17. My brother said, I want to do computers because he thought that was where things were going, and he got stuck in nuclear ET.
Boy, was he wrong. Computers.
Yeah, I know. And well, he didn't get into computers. So my recruiter stuck me in I think it's defunct now, 4066, small computer systems operator, but I ended up going IT in the Marine Corps. Whereas my brother wanted to do IT, and he got to be a nuclear ET, and the only time he ever got to see a computer was to send me an email while he was in a pump in the med. So I've got one of those stories where it just kind of really lucked out. I ended up, I did a year in Okinawa at MCS Fatema, and I had 2 former drone instructors as staff NCOICs. And because I was on a wing units, I don't know if you guys are familiar, Marine Corps wing units are known for being much more lax than fleet units. So because I had 2 former drill instructors as staff NCOs on a wing unit, they treated us like they thought we were infantry. So we had to run, the flight line every day, and the whole time we're thinking, we're just supposed to be doing headquarters IT, and you guys want us to run the flight line where there's habus everywhere. They're trying to kill us. I got, like I said, I got out in 99, and then the shit hit the fan. And there's days that I really question because I was in that range where I could have just gone back and done something better. But I was married. I had a house, I had a mortgage, and I had no viable combat fighting skills. And so I just said, well, if they call me back, they call me back. They do. So that was, that's the long story short of my entry in the military.
Yeah. You talked about you wanted to blow stuff up, and they asked you if that was going to be something you did, later. There was one vet that did that really well outside of the military. That was Timothy McVeigh, maybe one of the worst veterans in history.
Yes. My stepdad worked with his dad at a factory. He lived the next town over from me, Timothy McVeigh. That's where he grew up.
Yeah. Was any comments on his dad? Because wasn't that whole family kind of a little bit
total? From what I understand, the dad was a regular normal dude, like normal member of society. The town was called It's called Pendleton. It was just a little podunk town, but now it's like it's just outside of Buffalo, so now it's starting to blow up with like all these housing developments. But my stepdad said he was just a regular guy, like and didn't really have anything negative to say about him. But
yeah, well, his son was a piece of shit, so
clearly a piece of shit.
But his accomplice is hanging out somewhere around Joe right now, doing life in Florence.
Oh, dude, have you seen that? That prison's fucking crazy.
Oh, I love watching like all the shit on YouTube talking about that prison.
Yeah,
it's cool to watch when you're not in there, I guess.
Yeah,
But I guess like
for sure.
I also had a thought about that. Like if you're in isolation and stuff, at least like you're not worried about getting like murdered or raped.
Right, you can relax at least.
Yeah.
As much as you can relax in prison, but still, you're not having to look over your shoulder all the time.
Yeah, I kind of hope they just play like the Blippy fire truck song just on repeat in all the cells. Every month they switch it out to a different Blippy song.
That's too harsh in this country now. You can't do that. You can't terrorize fucking prisoners.
Yeah, fuck them.
They're people too,
I've heard though there has been like so many petitions about like from like Amnesty International and stuff about what they do in that prison, because I guess it's kind of secretive, some of the stuff, and the federal government's like pretty much like in more legal words like fuck those people.
Well, that's like Leavenworth. Leavenworth is the same way, where it's like, look dog, Leavenworth is like basic training every day, where they wake you up and you do PT and you get fucked up and then somebody smokes the shit out of you, and then you start the rest of your day where you break big rocks into little rocks, or you fill a sandbag over and over again. That's what I've heard, at least. Maybe it's not that way anymore, but that's how it used to be.
Yeah. So Matt, what drove you to join the Air Force?
So I was growing up. I grew up with a single mom, 4 boys. I have 2 brothers from another that my father had. My oldest brother joined the Navy. I have 2 other brothers. One other brother joined the Navy, and then another brother joined the Marine Corps. So there's 4 of us total out of the 6 that joined. I was a piece of shit growing up. Basically, I was a nice kid, from what everybody tells me, but I had no direction. I'd worked since I was 11 or 12 years old, paper routes and farms. I had a job ever since I was 11. And I had an uncle who was in Vietnam. JJ and I have talked about this. My uncle was in Vietnam. He was a door gunner on a Chinook. He did 3 tours, and he told me go Coast Guard or Air Force. He said you don't want anything to do with the Army or Marine Corps, only because he didn't want me to go into combat because of what he did 3 tours in Vietnam. So he didn't want to see me go into that kind of stuff, because when I went in, I joined in 2006. But I had started talking to him about it when I got to high school in 2004. And he just didn't want to see me go into Iraq, which I volunteered to go to Iraq anyway.
Right. Well,
so
3 tours
I called
as
the
a
Coast
door
Guard.
gunner too is pretty intense, from what I understand, right?
Yeah, he had some crazy stories. And I'm sure I think JJ, your dad did that as well?
No, let's if you remember correctly, Mr. Maddie, my dad got his infantry notice to go to Vietnam, to go to Fort Benning for infantry basic training, and then the next day he woke up the next morning and he was like, "Hey, look, I got this other idea. I'm gonna go join the Air Force," and I think the MOS still exists. You can correct me. You're the VA guy. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the MOS still exists. My dad joined the Air Force as a recreation specialist.
It's called services. Yeah.
Yeah. No. He was from everything I hear, especially his DD-214, everything went smoothly. He had his time where he passed out basketballs and organized some intramural sports. And it was really good for him. But, I would say that I wouldn't be the man I am today had he not been as recreational as he was back then.
That's great.
So your uncle talks you into joining the Air Force, right? How old were you at that point?
So I was I think I was 18 when I decided to go into delayed enlistment in the Air Force. Started training. I was working full time still and everything. I had a job at a factory or like a parts place for car parts, and I was set to go in January. The Coast Guard actually called me beginning of January, said, "Hey, we got a slot," and I was like, at that time, I was still like, "Oh, I could be close to home because I could be in the Great Lakes, which is up here near Buffalo." So I said no. I went to the Air Force. I basically went into open general, which was like I could do any job. And I got put into aerospace ground equipment, which is just mechanics and delivering all the shit to the aircrafts. The motto is they don't get off until we come. That's a good one.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Please tell me
I never said it, but apparently.
Please tell me you have that either tattooed on your body or on some kind of jewelry.
Absolutely not. No way. I cringe when people have fucking Air Force tattoos. It kills me. Like my son is 9 and he could probably do that. So I'm not getting that tattooed on me. But
oh no,
there's probably my neighbor.
Was it like what JT did and like combat air controllers and stuff? They're pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
What's funny is I didn't get my I didn't get my first Marine Corps tattoo until I was years out. Like this thing, I didn't actually get this until I had been separated for probably 10 years. And I finally said, I'm going to get my EGA, you know.
I have a private who has this tattooed on his ass cheek.
Like that whole thing?
The whole thing.
It's a big ass cheek.
Yeah, well, he was the black dude like me, so I mean, you got a lot of junk back there.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going with that.
Dude, have you seen that shirt with the WWE with the two pandas with the
yeah, the two? It's a Banksy. It's a Banksy art.
Yeah,
it's a Banksy art
piece. I have a T-shirt of that. Yeah.
No, he had. Well, so we were the Desert Pandas on my last deployment for the sole reason that our call sign over the radio would be DP. As the beginning of the call sign. So battalion, if battalion wanted to get a hold of me, it'd be like DP31, DP31.
Fucking great.
So Matt, like, when did you get out? You said you were medically discharged, right? So
yeah.
How long were you in? Then, if you want to talk about medical discharge, that's cool. If not, whatever.
I'll gloss over it real quick. So basically, I was stationed at Little Rock Air Force Base. Basically, it's all C-130s. So I got there in 2007. Made the great decision to get married to somebody from back home. I volunteered for a deployment right away. I think I was there 6 months, and I volunteered to deploy to Al Yassalim, Kuwait.
6 months,
and they said you're going to Balad. Yeah, it had nothing to do with her really. I was like a career guy at that point. I just wanted to kind of further advance my career.
How long had you been in at that point?
Probably about a year.
Okay.
A year total. Maybe a little longer. My training for my job was 6 months. Basic training was 6 weeks or 6.5 weeks, I think. So yeah, probably about a year, a little longer.
Gotcha.
But I was like one of those guys who wanted to stand for making a career, all that stuff. But I went to Iraq. I ended up getting orders to Balad, Iraq. I got hurt over there. I hurt my back just doing normal shit. I was picking up an air compressor to hook it up to my truck, and I fucking hurt my back, and the rest was history. But I mean, I was 145 pounds pulling shit around the flight line. Anybody who's been on the flight line knows, like, air conditioners and generators weigh fucking 4,000 or 5,000 pounds, and you're pushing that shit around by yourself.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and took me a couple years, and I was medically retired. I didn't want to get out, but they forced me.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
my brother-in-law is Air Force, and I think he's going to end up being a career guy. He says he's not, but every time they ask him to re-enlist, he re-enlists. I think when he's not, like when he's, on leave or whatever, he's the guy like sleeps all day, up all night, late to everything. So I think he's realized, I think, and he won't admit it, he kind of needs that structure in his life.
Yeah.
But he's also got a dope job. He's like an aeronautics engineer, so he like works on the aeronautics for the fighter jets. I think it's the F-16s. So
is it avionics?
Avionics. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but now he's been promoted. I can't remember what rank he is, but now he kind of oversees the engineers. So I don't know what rank that would be, but he's been stationed in right outside of Cambridge in England for 6 years now, I think. Been quite a while.
Probably Lakenheath or Mildenhall, one of those.
It's Lakenheath.
Yeah.
And then,
the
but
Bird
now
in
he's
Hand is next to Lakenheath. I stayed there. My brother was stationed there, and as an army dude guarding nukes over there. We had some nukes over there. Yeah, secrets.
Yeah. So, but he's now beginning of the year. He's going to be, I believe it's Edwards Air Force Base, like kind of near LA. So we'll go visit him. We'll hit up Gigi while we're out there. What up, Gigi? Gang, gang.
I think they.
Gang.
I don't know if it's Edwards or Travis where they test all the different aircraft that they're going to introduce.
Yeah.
But that should be pretty cool to go out there.
I think is Travis the
I
one?
think it is Edwards.
Is Travis the one in Vegas?
No, that's there's Nellis and there's Creech in Vegas.
So
yeah, Travis is heavies. That's like C5, C17s, and Edwards I think is a test base. They test all like the up and coming shit.
Could be because I think I kind of looked it up, but you're not too far from being like you go east, a couple 100 miles, and you're in the middle of the fucking desert. So it makes sense you'd experiment aircraft over that shit.
You're in alien territory.
Yeah, out of Area 50.
Yeah, right.
Alien.
Aliens.
Alien.
Wait a minute. My hair kind of looks like that dude's.
Yeah, dude. Wait.
Aliens. Yeah, do your hair. Wait a minute. We need some gel. Sarah, we need some gel.
So
I can get you some hair gel, JJ.
That gives me an idea, JJ. I think I'm going to have to write a script to do like a short for the Nooner Nation YouTube where you just like mocking the aliens guy.
Aliens.
But just like over random shit, like the lubricating gel on like a Schick Mach 3. Like how'd they come up with this? Aliens.
Fucking that guy.
Oh god.
Yeah, like something crazy. Like how'd they get air conditioners in the mascots at Disney World?
Who knows? Aliens.
How'd they get that technology so fast? Aliens.
Aliens.
What are you doing? What do you got now?
Oh, Lord.
Do you want to give me alien hair? Sarah's bringing in like.
There you go.
Yeah, no, we need fucking alien hair.
Sarah's bringing in.
Ooh, Tresemme. Ooh la la.
Is Sarah claiming that aliens are the reason we have like anti-dandruff shampoo?
Yeah.
Plausible.
Very plausible.
I can't prove they didn't. So. But so JJ, what got you to go in?
I'm dumb.
I think of anybody, JJ's the least dumb person on this fucking podcast.
You're one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've met.
Yeah.
So I was a philosophy and theater arts performance major at the University of Pittsburgh.
So dumb. So dumb.
David McCoy.
Well, I was gonna say, so you had no future, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, no. Well, that's so when you get accepted to any kind of graduate school programs that include philosophy and or theater arts performance, they require you to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to those schools, which I did not have at the time of the great housing crisis, etc., like the economic collapse, 2007, 2008.
I was,
so I was like, what's up?
I was about to say, was it like 07, 08?
Yeah, 07, 08. I was like getting out of school, and I was like, I had these acceptance letters to like graduate school programs. So I was like, dude, even if I spent enough time in those and like invested, like I got accepted to NYU Tisch for theater arts performance. I got accepted to Yale for theater arts performance. I did the auditions, the whole thing. But so I was like, okay, well, I can't pay for that. So I've got to figure out something else to do to maybe eventually supplement my ability to be able to do that. I had always wanted to be in the military since I was a kid. Like I'll never forget Mrs. Clark. She was my fourth grade teacher. Her husband was 101st Airborne. She used to tell me about how I used to air assault and all this shit. And I've got pictures of me ridiculously in like fifth grade for Halloween in fatigues and a maroon beret.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of kids. Oh, there it is. Somebody, I think.
Ruben asked for it. This is my Mr. Potato Head maroon beret. The other one is shaved and shaped, but I'll wear it for the story. So I was like, okay.
I brought up my blues earlier in the chat, and I can't say.
That's like a military mullet right there. It's business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, right. You know, I wish. I guess you could. Apparently, you can do that now.
Seriously, this is a new look. This should be the new fucking beret look. Yeah. This totally works.
Yeah, the regs.
Well, I don't think we can all grow like a fucking frohawk. Yeah. So I don't know if that works.
Yeah. Murder in the front.
Yeah,
murder in the front, gang bang in the back.
Yeah, there you go, right, baby. You know what I mean?
Well,
but no, so I wanted.
That'd be a Marine Corps thing.
Yeah, Marine Corps. Yeah.
But I wanted to fucking join the. I had this in my mind from my teacher's husband, and I was like, well, I'll join the Airborne, right? Like not knowing that the 101st Airborne is ceremonially airborne. They don't jump out of planes no more. But that's a dig to anybody out there. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna enlist because I'm a man of the people, and that's how my philosophical brain brought me to that decision. I was like, look, I'm a man of the people. I'm not going to use my degree to be some kind of bougie officer. I'm just going to go in with the guys. I also thought I was super high speed, so I got what they used to call an 18 X-ray contract, right? And an 18 X-ray contract was, you're gonna train with the toughest of the tough to be special forces in the United States Army. And I was like, cool. We're gonna put you through all the schools, and it's gonna be great. You're gonna love it, and you're gonna breeze through and be a fucking Green Beret. And I was like, this is great. So I went to one station unit training at Fort Benning, which is infantry basic training, 16-week basic training, completed that, kept on the course, went to airborne school right afterwards. And then I was like, okay, we're going to Fort Bragg. I'm going to go to Camp McCall, and I'm going to wow these motherfuckers with my knowledge and everything that I'm so good at. And I got there, and fuck, that shit was hard as fuck, man. Went through special operations preparation course, which was, I think it was 4 weeks long or 3.5 weeks. It was like 28 days where they just, Camp McCall, they fucking beat the shit out of you. Ruck marching, preparing for special forces selection, blah, 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 blah. Got to special forces selection. After all that, made it to day 14 out of 18 days. long story short, I got caught on the road in the middle of the night, supposedly, during land nav, and then so you become the dreaded needs of the Army at that point, because you don't have, like, your MOS is infantry, so your infantry needs of the Army, so you go anywhere. Like, there's some guys that left that joint. They're like, oh, we're sending you to Korea for 2 years, and like, so you're all sitting in this tent, just like, what's gonna happen to me? And they didn't care if you were airborne or not, whatever the fuck. They're like, needs an Army. Well, there was a small group of us out of that we just got sent down the road back to Fort Bragg, which is 6 miles away from Camp McCall, to the fucking 82nd Airborne Division. And then I got there, and I mean, the rest is kind of history. I mean, by the time I got there, my unit there was 3 months. I got there 3 months before I deployed my first time. And that was a fucking steep learning curve. They handed me a fucking saw, and they were like, okay, look, we know that you're not proficient, but we'll get you proficient before we leave. So I mean, like, range, go. Like, I missed all the fucking intensive training cycles and everything. But yeah, I mean, long story short, it was like a path of serendipity that was like, oh, if this wasn't for you, then, this was your actual aim, because mind you, I was looking to be in the 101st Airborne Division, but I ended up in the 82nd, and we still jumped out of planes. So it all worked out.
Gotcha. Wasn't Dan Holloway, was he 82nd?
He was indeed. They were all right down the road from me. Him, Derek Weeda, all them dudes. I mean, we started, the funniest shit is like way back when we started seeing their YouTube videos when they first started posting shit on YouTube. And, we were like, oh shit, these dudes from Ranger Up is right down the road from us. Oh, what's up, dog? Like, we do all these, like, we were like, oh shit, did you know that so-and-so was, like, it was real, it was like so meta, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm in it and I see it. And it's the same thing. And that was what's cool about it back then. It's like, oh my God, they're talking about the same shit we're talking about on a day-to-day basis. Cool. But yeah, long story short, that's my story.
Yeah, and then
I don't have a hoorah story or a wait a minute, is that jump into the blue?
No, it was just one of the. You said Dan Holloway, and this thing
yeah.
sits.
Yeah, you got the Matt's got the all politicians are cunts. Oops, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. Well, just did. Whatever. I'm not monetized.
YouTube. Holy shit! What happened?
Not monetized.
You can say cunt if you're Australian, and from what I remember, you were Australian.
No, don't you dare compare me to those criminals.
No, you can say cunt.
Oh, okay.
I'm from the Queensland. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from the civilized spot. All right.
I'm from the trailer park, so how's that?
I'm an Anglo.
Hold on, I got one bone to pick with Ruben in the chat, because Ruben asked why I didn't go to Jumpmaster school. So I got my white slip 4 times, Ruben. I got my white slip 4 times. I had my packet in. I had everything all fucking set up, but I never got sent to Jumpmaster school, Ruben. I'm sorry. I got my white slip every time they needed me to get my white slip. Okay, dog?
Hey, well, don't go too hard on Ruben, because he's trying to give you an update. He said a little while ago that Pitt's up 23-7 in the third.
I've got that tracking on my phone, so I
got something to say to Ruben too. I actually used to get bitched at when I was over in Iraq because I wouldn't wear my fucking reflective belt. Some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I always crack me up because I'm so much older than you fuckers. We had to do that shit. It was just fucking go out and PT. And if you get hit, you fucking get hit.
We had to wear them in the desert too, like while we were working.
Yeah, we didn't have reflective belts. We didn't have all this shit. And I know I sound like a fucking boomer right now, but it's like, God damn it. It's like
Hey,
called
Joe, what do
We
you
didn't have
what do
reflective
you use?
tape. No, we had communists.
What do you use for your hair, Joe? You're so much older than us. You got all this fucking hair. You see this shit? That shit's running away.
I don't
It's
know.
called keeps, man.
I used to
It's
keep
called
it
keeps.
short,
Yeah.
and I used to shave it every year for St. Baldrick's for children's cancer. And COVID happened, and I stopped doing my St. Baldrick's events. And then the next year, Sarah said, "Can you not shave your hair this year? Because I like having you hair."
Yes, she did. Yes, she does. She fucking pulls on you like a horse, doesn't she?
So now, instead of doing St. Baldrick's, I'm still doing St. Baldrick's. I'm just not shaving my head. So, but anyone out there listening, St. Baldrick's is a great organization. I'm going to plug my.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't even have kids, but it's one of those things I'm very passionate about. It's, it helps bring awareness to kids' cancer, or cancer research for kids, specifically kids' cancers. So every year, I usually organize an event, and I used to shave my head, and now I'm not allowed to shave my head, but I still try to raise money for it. So, but this is a culmination of a year's worth of hair because Sarah's told me I'm not allowed to shave my head anymore.
So how do people find out more or donate or volunteer for the organization?
Publix.org, and you can usually find well, pre-COVID, it was very easy. You could find a pub or a barbershop or somewhere near you, and you could, either sign up to have your head shaved, and people would donate towards you, kind of like
the walkathon things, right?
Yeah, kind of like the walkathon things. People would donate towards you to have your, and you would just shave your head, and if you have really long hair, longer than mine, you can clip it off and donate it to like something like Lots of Love, or there's 2 or 3 organizations where you can donate if you have 6 inches or more hair that they can use to make wigs for kids or for people that have to
JJ.
About to say, God help the poor
saying,
kid that gets JJ's wig.
Brett, I think that's one of the organizations that Brett Kiesel from the Pittsburgh Steelers donates to when he does the Shear the Beard event every year. Yeah, it's like one of those like same type of organization. He does that for kids' cancer research. I mean, hey man, hats off to you, bro. That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, I've been doing that since like 2015, I think, and I started off with that, and I kind of don't want to say the name of this organization because I'm not really affiliated with them anymore. I think JJ might know who I'm talking about.
Was it a military-based organization that got called out for not doing what they should have been doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we all probably know which one that one
was.
was.
But I met a bunch of amazing people through that, and I'm wearing one of my shirts right now through a really good buddy of mine that was a recon Marine, and I met him through this organization, and the dude is just an amazing guy, and he just passed his bar exam, and he's working towards doing veteran law now in Georgia. So that's why I'm wearing his shirt right now.
Awesome.
So, but I met this guy through this other organization that I'm not going to name because we're on a podcast. But that's why my hair is so long right now. This is the longest it's ever been in my life. It's really weird. I don't know what to do with it on a constant daily basis.
Just paint it green again.
I think it looks
just
good.
You could go on Hollywood Boulevard and be like,
green.
Why so serious?
Sarah did my makeup for the wedding, and there's part of me that was like, am I Beetlejuice or am I Joker? And I really think Joker was probably a better idea.
Good pull off Joker for sure.
Yeah. Well, Beetlejuice, like real Beetlejuice makeup's pretty hard. You got all those like weird little green thing, like.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell. We haven't gotten. My sister-in-law took a bunch of pictures at the wedding, and we haven't gotten those yet. But I think Sarah did an amazing job on my makeup. You guys just haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's hard to, because you've got you've got so much hair, and Beetlejuice had such a high forehead. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you've got so much hair, and he had you know, as we call the Mayor of Chicago Beetlejuice, he had Mayor of Chicago Beetlejuice hair. You know what I mean? Like, that's hard. It's tough. It's like Stephen A. Smith hair. That's what Beetlejuice had. It is Stephen A. Smith head.
Yeah.
Isn't like the Mayor of Chicago? Isn't she called Beetlejuice because of like the Howard Stern character? Beetlejuice.
I thought it was because that nigga. Well, she looks like the dude from Star Wars too. So I mean, or that small little alien person, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it's male.
But yeah, so Joe, I'll have you text me some info on that charity, and I'll make sure for anybody listening and watching, I'll put it in the descriptions like everywhere, you know, in the YouTube and on iTunes and stuff. I'll make sure we have that posted in the description so people can go find that, because it's always good to know, you know, kind of a vetted place to do kind of donations and stuff too, because of, you know, I don't think it's any secret at this point that a lot of charities, no matter how, you know, well-intentioned they start, you know, they can sometimes grow to be not what they meant to be, you know.
Yeah, just like my hair, Bill. Just like my hair.
Well,
it was well intentioned.
Speaking of that, I saw Matt in the chat earlier say he had the best beard of the group, which, I mean, it's long. I got out of the shower before coming on the show and had to like trim, because I'm doing like the No Shave November thing, and I know it doesn't look terrible on camera, but like I don't know if this baby's making it full term. I don't know how much longer I can handle it. It's like I'm trying to eat, I'm getting like food in my lips. It's like all on my nose.
I can't get my beard, like it doesn't fill in on the side.
Yeah. Okay, Joe Dirt. You know.
So it just goes in all like trashy.
Or hair.
That's why I got the top down lighting. You know, it helps me out.
Yeah, I'm never gonna be able to grow a matte beard. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It just.
And none of y'all have grays, or maybe Joe does. I can't really tell. But like, the crazy thing is, once I grow it out, like the gray spots in my beard, like when you get up close to it, like they flare out. Like they don't sit down like the rest of them. And I'll oil it, and it looks, wax it in the mornings, and it looks good. But by like after lunch, they're just all like spider webbed out, and I look like a crazy person.
See, my nappiness prevents my grays from escaping the containment of my fro and fro beard, so it helps out in that way. It kind of hides it, you know. It's buried deep in there, you know.
I have one gray like that pops out, but this is I was just talking to Matt Chapin in the chat. He was on a couple weeks ago, and this is my hunting beard. I mean, I keep a beard all year, but during hunting season, I don't shave until I get my first deer. It's been a slow season so far. But it's just in this, I like having it anyway. It's just nice to have.
Okay, I mean, so real quick,
Gigi said
yawn. Gigi said yawn on the beard talk. Gigi, if you want more military-esque stories, we'll have to do another one of these podcasts. Maybe we'll have Bill on to coordinate some high and angry stuff at some point.
Is that a reference to like people in the Navy being married to women?
Hold on,
kind of thing.
Hold on. I'm sorry. This is my buddy who flies Apaches. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
I might be able to get him on. Hold on.
I mean, you can get anybody on if they don't know.
Mobile.
Yeah, you just don't warn me he's on a podcast or anything.
Moby.
We just got phone call.
So Joe, if you, I don't know if you do any benefits for that charity, but if you do anything where you can do like a raffle or anything, hit me up. I'll send you a flag out.
Yeah, I'm going to for 22 a day because I'm going to get my bracelet now.
Hold on, I'm on a podcast. Do you want to be on this podcast with me really quick?
Are you podcasting right now?
I am. I'll mute myself. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My buddy, he just got back. He just got back.
For a Kroger?
From parts unknown.
HEB?
He flies Apaches, so obviously he's a pilot for like a commercial airline out of the Midwest or
Right.
Southwest, right?
He flies for Southwest, and he just got back from not getting the vaccine. That's where he was.
Yeah.
Shout out Timmy D.
Hey, he wants to be on like for hey Bill, can he be
throw
on
him
for
on.
like 5 seconds?
Throw him on.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna wait a minute.
How's this work?
Oh,
This
what's
is
up, man?
Mulbire.
How's it going, buddy?
Mulbire, do you see everybody?
Hey, buddy.
So is he a warrant officer or is he Air Force?
No, absolutely not. I see 0 people.
Oh God, he's drunk.
Well, we're people.
No,
I don't know
okay,
about that.
so yeah, no, Mulbire is
Hey, but for real though, if
you're
you can,
CW3?
if you ever can, JJ, get him. I'll have him on the show and talk to him. That'd be dope. To have him talk to
So
him.
these cats, if we ever can, we'll get you on the show, and we'll do the whole thing. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me call you in 5 minutes, nigga. All right.
So, I know in the Marine Corps, in the Army, in the Navy, in the Air Force, do your warrants do absolutely nothing?
No, that's true. But in the Army, the warrants are the ones. So he was enlisted with me and did all the deployments with me as an infantryman, and he dropped his flight packet. He dropped his flight packet, and he didn't do green to gold. He just went to warrant officer school, and then they sent him to Fort Rucker for flight school.
Okay.
But yeah, this dude. I mean, he's the one. I don't know. Maybe in the chat I sent the pictures of the original Afghanistan shit.
Yeah.
He's the one that was taking those pictures. So
Yeah, for real.
As soon as they became warrants, they just fucking disappeared, and we never saw them again.
This is the first time I've talked to him this is the first time that was the first time I seen him in 4 months. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
For real though, if he can and is willing and wants to come on, like especially if you want to come on too, JJ, that'd be dope. I'm sure everybody would love to hear stories from an Apache pilot.
Yeah, no, he's a hilarious guy, and he was one of those guys that he balded at the age of 24. So every time that Ross and them talk about that, I'm like, well, you either at that point become an infantryman or or an attack helicopter pilot. So I mean, or a serial killer, and
Poor bastard 24 was bald as a cue ball.
I had a joke about having him donate his hair, but it's not going to fucking work now. So, nope.
Oh shit.
Well,
man.
I mean, he'd be donating about as much as I do to like the Sarah McLachlan commercials, so that's good.
I'm sorry. I'm just so happy right now. I haven't talked to him. I haven't heard from him. I'm like, oh shit.
So before we get off of here, a couple questions I had for you guys is, knowing what you know now, would you do it again?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
That for me, it was the best decision I ever made.
Yeah.
I definitely would have done
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not
So
without a reservation.
Yeah.
I mean,
So my next question is, and I've heard some people bring this up, especially after like the, we won't get into the strategics or anything about the withdrawal in Afghanistan, but since
Wait a minute, you meant strategery.
or lack thereof, whatever.
Mission accomplished.
That's that would be for especially like especially for JJ and Matt, that could be a 3-hour rant episode. So we won't go into that right now. But
I'm still in the middle of it, though.
Especially with the withdrawal from the Middle East, for the most part, at least anything active. I mean, if they try to put yourself in your shoes, but in this time, right? Would you have been motivated? Like, would somebody in your position today, do you think they're as motivated to enlist? If that makes sense.
that's a fucking touchy question, man.
Like we're 20 years removed
That's a
from
fucking
the main event that probably drew a lot of people into it, right? And we're
bartender.
now
But
there's
no. the way I look at it is that it's the same thing that it was before, like before, even like right before Joe joined, like the technology changed, we changed with it, and it became a quote unquote new fighting force after the Cold War. And then 9/11 happened, the technology changed, and then we became eventually a new fighting force. So now the impetus for people to create a career in the military is different than, say, I want to be a fucking airborne infantryman and jump out of planes, bro, and fucking just take it fucking wham wham to the enemy. Like, well, the strategy of that is different now. And it has to be. Like, we have to fucking evolve. You're still going to have the wham wham guys, but the rest of it, there's an impetus, I feel, for smart motherfuckers to, grab a hold of the reins and jump in there and be like, those jobs are evolving and exist more often than the wham wham jobs, and that is the development of the thing. So yeah, I feel like there's still a real call to service, and I feel like there's people that are willing to take that chance, or make that judgment call and do that, versus, but it's a different kind of job than when the towers fell and everybody was like, wham wham.
It sounds almost like, JJ, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds almost like you're saying that the military is changing, where it's going to be less of a, lack of a word that I can think of right now, but less of a standing infantry and more of a technology based military.
Direct action is necessary when direct action is necessary. Aside from that, like tertiary operations and like umbrella operations with intelligence and all that other shit that goes into the finalization of a plan for a direct action mission, you need like 10 niggas for a direct action mission.
Yeah, that's actually something I was going to say, is that, I've spoken through outlets, mainly made through the Drinking Bros and Nooners community. We all know there's people that have been on those podcasts that were special forces and stuff, and I've been able to speak to a lot of those guys, and I've asked them the question of, like, the way things are now, what would you, like, looking back 20 years ago, how could things have been different? And they've all said, like, U.S. Special Forces could have done 90% of what was done, I don't know if that is belittling people that were infantrymen. Like, I don't want to make that statement, but it does seem like the way things are now with technology advancements, drone-based surveillance, all the electronic stuff, it does seem like you can do a lot more with a lot less nowadays globally, right? Especially any kind of direct action threat, like you said.
Yeah, and I'm scrolling through the chat. I don't know who saw it, but someone was talking about cybersecurity, and I'm obviously an IT. If I had to change, because I got into the military in IT, and I parlayed that into an IT career. And I think that if I could talk to 20-year-old me when I was still about to join the private forces, I would have said, go into cybersecurity, go into security. Right. Because, yes, I will say that the military, and I would think I was very lucky. I was parlayed into a very good career with IT, but I think if I could go back and change what small part of what I did, I would have gone into security, because I think that is where we are at now, is IT cybersecurity. It's not so much the boots on the ground. It's all.
Yeah, it does seem like, at least from my standpoint, and again, like, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on any of this stuff, But the stuff I do read, it seems like almost like we've entered into the next Cold War, and it's going to be a technologies one. So,
William, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to drop off. I haven't seen him in 4 months.
No worries. No worries. We'll tell you what. We'll just sign off now.
Have a good night, JJ.
We've been going on for a while.
I love you guys.
So.
I will talk to you soon.
See you, JJ.
Love you,
so, with that, I think good spot to end. Anyways, we've been going for hour 20 now. So, anyways. Matt, definitely want to shout you out. Matt mentioned earlier, if anybody overheard him saying, he does some really awesome like handmade wooden flags.
They're awesome. I got 2 of them for my friends.
Yeah, they're dope. I know.
Dude has got great craftsmanship.
Yeah, my wife.
Thanks, Joe.
I know my wife's been in contact with you about ordering a couple of them for family members. So how?
I don't know what you're talking about, Bill. I have no idea what you're talking about.
She's terrible at Christmas.
I don't do anything worthwhile, so
she's the worst Christmas person ever. She'll be like, oh, do you want this, this, and this? And I'll be like, well, no. And then like 2 days later, or like I'll be like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. And then like 2 days later, a box that exact same size shows up. You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I haven't heard.
I was like, is it this? No. You know. But so how? And for people that don't know, I know some people were asking in the chats. Matt is American Rustic Works, correct on the live chats.
Yeah. So my handle is American Rustic Works. I started a little woodworking thing. It's kind of helped me battle we all have our demons, and that's what has helped me battle my demons is woodworking. It's turned into a little more. I do want to thank, like everybody in the Nooner community, Drink Roads community. A couple months back, my dog had to have a surgery. Thankfully, a nonprofit reached out and hooked me up with some people to help. But I had a lot of Nooners, and Drink Bros purchased flags for me, which went to travel and her ongoing care. So I appreciate that. Like it means a lot. But yeah, anybody wants to get their Christmas stuff, get a flag, or I do some other stuff, but for the ease of shipping, flags are probably the easiest. But hit me up, American Rustic Works on Instagram.
Yeah. As far as you mentioned holiday stuff, obviously, great gift. Like, is there for people listening, is there like a timeline? Like you got to cut off for?
So my wife and I were talking about this today. So probably, I'd probably say December 5th to get orders into me. You can hit me up on Instagram, and then I just do Venmo. You basically Venmo me your address and what we'll talk on Instagram about what you want. Send me your the payment and your address on Venmo, and I'll get it out. If I have orders by December 5th, I'll make sure that it get there by Christmas.
Awesome. So December 5th, and for real, check out his Instagram. Incredible work. I've definitely got some plans. Definitely got to do a desk. I've got a walled up window that I want an exterior one made for. Great work.
Money in the build.
Yeah. What was that, Joe?
I'm gonna have him build a house for me.
Build a house out of flags?
Yeah.
You don't want me building a house. I got a brother who does that though.
He'll just
okay.
Matt will just cite it in flags.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll get Lloyd to help me with that.
Yeah, and nobody would ever add. If you had a house cited in wooden American flags, I don't think anybody would ever drive by and be like, I wonder if that guy owns any guns.
Yeah. He owns all the fucking guns.
All of them. And he's ready to use them.
That's right.
So, and then Joe, for another thing for people that don't know, Joe, I don't think you're super active in chats, but
yeah, I'm not all the time.
But your new lovely wife Sarah is. So if you want to talk shit about Joe's long hair or something, or that he's a veteran from the Cold War, just relay that through Sarah.
Just send me some crayons, I'll be fine.
And like I said, shout out your charity that you.
Yeah, St. Baldrick's organization. Yeah, St. Baldrick's. Yeah.
Baldrick. Can you spell that out real quick?
It's St. Baldrick's. .org. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll get that information from you, Joe, and I'll make sure I get that.
He's a Marine. He ain't spelling that shit out.
Yeah. Well, he can in crayon if he wasn't eating them all.
They help cure kids' cancer. That's all I care about. Yeah.
So
that's good.
So, anyways, before we sign off, everybody knows the drill. Subscribe to the YouTube. I think I just got a notification that Greg's wife, Beth, just subscribed. So I'm like 2 subscribers away from 100 subscribers, which is, I mean, it's a milestone. It's a small benchmark, but you know, one step at a time. If I have 100 subscribers, I can officially change the URL to youtube.com/NoonerNation. So,
Nice.
so I gotta get the 2 more. You
Right,
know,
motherfuckers.
Joe,
subscribe.
you're in IT. I know I told you not to, but now I'm a little more tempted to make you have you just make 1,000 fake
Dude, we can-
email accounts.
Let's just have a sidebar about that later, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, you know, so subscribe to the YouTube, smash the like button like it's a 19-year-old that, you know, dad bought him front row tickets to Astro World. And
Oh,
you're lucky I said 19. I had a whole bit about it, smashing it like some kid who got front row seats for his bar mitzvah. All right.
just good thing you have 2 boys, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're wild. So anyway, but also iTunes, go find us on iTunes. I hit record this time, so I will have the audio up for the daily drive. Even if you God damn it. Even if you watch tonight live, I'd really appreciate it if you at least put it on in the background while you're at work or something tomorrow, the audio, because that really helps. Oh, Joe's got Sarah on the video. Hey, Sarah.
So loud. Hi.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh,
Can you stop feeling my tits? Jesus.
oh Lord.
You smell like cigarettes and whiskey.
Like a true Marine. And on that, this has been the Neuter Nation. JJ signed off, but thank you, JJ. Joey, glad to have you. Sarah, good to see you. Matt, thanks for joining us. This
Thanks
has
for
been the
having me.
Neuter Nation. Thank you. Good night, guys.